Very good evening. Very warm welcome to you all on this Easter Monday. A little bit disappointing. We only had two tables this evening, but I know some people were confused with the time. Clocks changed in the UK, and I was a little confused. But nevertheless, we're going to look at the four hands that you played tonight, and again, the emphasis was on defence. Any hands made for Fool's Day? Well, I don't know. I think generally speaking, it's defence that these players need rather than the declarer play, which they seem to have got off pretty well. Let me see what you think. Board one is on your screen. We're lucky to have Eric with us tonight. Eric may well offer a few gems of wisdom. He's usually not available on Monday night, but he's here with us tonight. Very warm welcome to you, Eric. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start off on board one. Now, I have some sympathy with East here. We'll give you the auction. East starts off with a two club bid. He's almost certainly intending to rebid two no trumps. But South rather John ruins that by coming in with two spades. Okay, so pass. And now South comes in with two spades. Not unreasonably. It goes pass. East's, well, I'll reopen with a double. Maybe my partner will bid hearts. His partner doesn't. What's his partner to do? In the event he bids three clubs, he doesn't really want to pass two spades. And East is no further forward. He can't really bid no trumps, so he falls back onto his four-card heart suit. Of course, his partner doesn't know that's only four cards. His partner raises into four. And the lead. And there was a little bit of discussion when we had when we were watching the table as to what we should lead. I mean, the king of spades lead was what you were given, and there was a comment saying that this would have been the ace of spades in the US. It would only be the king in the UK. Well, I would not agree with that. I think it's fairly universal that you play the ace for attitude and the king for count. That was my understanding anyway, both sides of the big pond. Is that your experience, Eric?
Um, I do think that that is more common in the UK. I don't think it's universal in the US. I think it's quite common, but I mean, I don't have that much experience.
Sanya seems to think that they tend to play the honours from the top in the US anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case. But anyway, we were given the king of spades as the opening lead, and here North is going to show his shape, so he'll play high-low if that's your method. So both methods. At one table, East played the queen, and South looked at that for a little while and then played the 10, which didn't really make a lot of difference. But we're going to play a second spade now. Now, one table I watched, South now continued with the small club. I think that's not very clever. North is shown by the bidding to have very limited values. Lucky if he's got a queen. He might conceivably have the jack of clubs, but I wouldn't count on it. Surely it must be safer to continue with another spade. A heart would work as well, but you might easily pick up something like king to three with partners only values being the king of hearts. So I think the third round of spades is fairly routine. North throws something away. Now, if East roughs this low, he's only going to have one entry to dummy, and he might need two to try and get these diamonds going. So let's assume he's going to have to play for the hearts 3-3 anyway, we think. Let's assume that he roughs it high. Seems a logical thing for him to do. Crosses the dummy well with the 9 of hearts. and now takes a diamond finesse. Now, what should South play now? If South plays another spade, declarer can ruff it in hand with the King of Hearts, and then overtake the Jack of Hearts with the Queen and cash the 10. That will draw the trumps, and then he'll run the 9 of diamonds, and he'll make 3 more diamond tricks. So he's already made 2 tricks. He'll make the spade ruff in hand is 3, 2 more hearts is 5, and then 3 diamonds and 2 clubs will be 9. So continuing spades won't defeat the contract. Will playing a diamond defeat the contract? No, of course it won't, because that'll give declarer 3 more diamonds and 2 more hearts, and he can still ruff the spade if he wants to. Right, playing a club won't help either, because that'll be into his ace queen jack, and he's still got these 3 diamonds and can draw 2. So he won't ruff a spade then, but he'll still have enough tricks. So what can we play that doesn't let declarer make 10 tricks? Well, the answer is a heart. Because declarer can take the diamond finesse if he wants to, but he can't get the spade ruff. If he takes this in hand and crosses to dummy with the Queen of Hearts, then he can't get the spade ruff. And that would be his 10th trick. And if we instead win in dummy with the Queen of Hearts and take the diamond finesse, now we can't get the spade ruff either. He hasn't got the entries. He needs 2 entries in dummy, one to take the diamond finesse again, and the other one to ruff a spade with. So playing a heart at this point will defeat this contract. Let's see what happens first of all. If he plays the 10, declarer can win it. That doesn't help him at all. He can cross to dummy now with the Queen of Hearts and take the diamond finesse. He's got 3 more diamond tricks, but he's lost 3 tricks already and will finish up losing a club. And if we take that in dummy instead, everything slows down, as I said, when I'm recording. Yeah. Now we can run the diamonds just the same. If we play another diamond, South will ruff it. And if we draw the trumps now, North is still going to make a diamond. So that heart lead, when we're in with the King of Diamonds, ruins declarer's chances. But it takes a little while to work it out, doesn't it? We're going to claim this as 1 off. Okay, do we have any comments or questions on board 1? No, there's not many of you here, but you're very welcome to give us your questions or comments. Send them to the table so we can see what you're saying, and we'll do our best to answer them. Nobody? What is the hint to play trump? How do you decide to play a trump? I think it's a question of working out that everything else is not going to work, Makiko. You know, you can see the 9 of diamonds in dummy, and declarer's just finessed the 10. Well, he could have finessed the 8, but he didn't, and he finessed the 10. But you can see, so you know that he can finesse diamonds again. And you also know if you play a spade, he's going to ruff it in one hand. The discard's going to do him no good, but it does give him an extra trump trick if he can't play the spade himself from dummy. And he can't take the diamond finesse and play a spade from dummy because he's only got the 1 entry. Okay. Anybody else? Any more questions, comments? Right, we will move on to board 2, he says. 2. Put it to the table. There we go. Right. And again, we have a competitive auction. East opens 2 spades. Passes this time. South doubles. West bids 3 spades. North bids 4 hearts. And the lead is a spade. 4 of spades, and 5 of spades to be precise. And well, what tricks? We're going to lose 2 heart tricks, and we're going to lose a club trick. So we don't really want to be roughing these spades with dummies top hearts. That's going to be, so ideally our plan is going to be to try and set up the clubs so that we can throw the spades away in the north hand, and north can handle the spade forces if necessary. So that's going to be our plan. So we're going to win the first spade in hand. Play the queen of clubs. Just realizes he's got to win it. And what's he going to play? If he plays a heart, well, Declarer's got too many club tricks. And what's more, West knows that the 10 is going to drop. Either Declarer's got another one and partner's got a singleton 10, or Declarer's got the 10, or Declarer hasn't got any and partner's got 10 doubleton. But either way, all the clubs are going to be good. So playing 2 rounds of hearts is not going to work. Playing a diamond doesn't look as if that's going to work either. What is going to work? Well, what we'd like to do is to make Declarer use dummies trumps to rough spades with. And if we do that, we may be able to get our 9 of hearts promoted. This is from the West point of view. So we're going to continue the spade attack. North has still got spades at this moment. Right, we need to overtake that one. There we go. South roughs it. Now what? Well, if South tries to play hearts now, the defense will take 2 rounds. That'll be the ace and the king, and then they'll continue with another spade. So they'll have already taken 3 tricks, and then the 9 of hearts will be promoted. So we will continue with the clubs, ditch these spades from our hand. Now we can handle the spade forces in the north hand. Right. Now if we lead a heart, West is the one that's in the hot seat. He's got to appreciate that he needs his partner to have the ace of hearts, because he wants to promote that 9 of hearts. So he's going to jump up with the king. And continue with another spade. Now, will it help South not to rough it, but rough it in the north hand? Well, what's he going to do next? He can play 2 diamonds if he likes, but as soon as he plays a heart, East will win and will play yet another spade, and that will promote the 9 of hearts. And if he roughs it in the south hand instead, the 10 of hearts, and then plays diamonds, he can't afford to play clubs, he can still afford to rough that, and still play another spade and promote the nine of hearts. So the nine of hearts can be promoted into a fourth trick, regardless now of what declarer does. In fact, if we go back just a little bit, to the point where he's throwing these spades away on clubs. Wait for it to go. Now, declarer, in fact, can get home now if he switches to diamonds. It's a double dummy line. Let's just have a look at it. If he sways diamonds now, see what happens. Another one. Now a club, taking the exit cards away. From east, and he can overruff it with the ace, but the king of hearts then was going to be their only trick. So playing diamonds, it looks counterproductive. It's a double dummy line. I don't think there's anything to tell you that playing the diamonds is going to be better, but it does actually work. Okay, so we can actually claim that it's actually making that way, but the way we played it before, and I'll go back and put it again so that we can save it both ways. Yes, it is, and yeah, absolutely right, Joe. Yes, indeed. North is going to play this in four hearts, so it's North is beating four hearts. Didn't save it with the correct defense. Do it again. Five of spades. Diamond. We set the clubs up. Super double dummy. Oh, I like the term. Yes. Another spade. Ditch the clubs. Play the clubs rather than ditch the spades. Now, if we play a heart, it's at this point that West needs to appreciate what the position is likely to be and go with the king. Because he needs his partner to have that ace to give the killer blow later. We'll rough it in our hand. Roughing in dummy is clearly fatal. A club or a diamond, it doesn't matter. Let's say we play, if we play another trump now, ace of hearts followed by a spade will promote the nine. And if we play diamonds, doesn't matter what we play now, the next trick is going to be won by east with the ace of hearts, regardless of what we play. that spade is promoting a trick for the 9. If South doesn't ruff it, then the 9 of hearts will win. And if he does ruff it, West has got 2 hearts and only the Queen can beat one of them. He's still going to make his 9 of hearts. So trump promotion play, quite a difficult thing to see, I think. But let's take it 1 off. So we've saved it making and we've saved it going on. Do we have any questions or comments on board 2, please? Tricky hand that, Eric, I think.
I thought, yes, it's quite hard tonight looking at them.
Yeah. Well, the defence is always more difficult, I suspect.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what these hands showing actually is that you're better off defending when the opponent's preempt, I think.
Yeah, maybe so. Indeed, yes, indeed.
You know, the first hand 2 spades wasn't making. On this one 3 spades I don't think it's making, is it?
I doubt it. I don't know though.
Well, you can, if you sell these 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, and a spade.
2 diamonds and a spade, unless they can get a.
But they were in 3 spades, weren't they? In this one. So
yeah.
So I think you know it's.
Do we have any more questions or comments on board 3, please? Board 2, rather. Comment in Zoom. I saw there was a chat in Zoom, but I couldn't see a question there. So, chat, let's have a look. Still a pretty risky bid, 4 hearts. That was on the previous. This bidding goes back to the 1950s, I suspect. I don't know, and I think probably Alan has maybe messed around with the bidding a little bit to try and make it more up to date. But in some cases, it's what it was. You know, he's what it's been given, so that's what he's done. I think there's a supposition that in those days, more than there is nowadays, if partner doubles one major, he's got the other one. Certainly not what you could do. A lot of people still think that. I don't, but a lot of people do subscribe to that. That if you double one major, you must have the other one. And the question remains: if you've got a big hand and you haven't got the other major, what are you going to do? You know, if you can't double, you're going to make this overcall on a 19 count, are you? You know, with 4 clubs or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it swings and roundabouts, but you know, you could hope partner's got the other major. I would certainly not guarantee it. But, yeah. I couldn't agree more. Even if they manage to stay for the table for long enough. I mean, my experience at the main club is that people come and go. They don't tell you they're going. They get peed off because partners misdefended, or so they think, and off they go. They don't finish the hand. I think it's disgraceful, personally. I would never leave a table without saying, I'm sorry, guys, I've got to go, or whatever. Just to go, I think, is extremely rude. And as you're right, Sanya, some people will leave the table just because they pick up a bad hand, you know. I'll get a better one somewhere else. Yeah. I don't think what's the site for, but that's the way some people behave. And I have to say, it happens a lot more often in the main club than it does in the ACO club or the IAC club, in my experience. All right, we'll move on to board 3. Grouch over. Board 3 coming up. Okay. Send this to the table. And for once, we've got an uncontested auction, which starts off with a pass from South, and the auction goes 1 spade, 3 spades, 6 spades, 6 spades, and West. Now, I will have mentioned before, I suspect, that I was given the definition of a bridge technician. What's a definition of a bridge technician? And I was told the definition of a bridge technician is a player who knows exactly what to do 10 seconds after they've done something different. I couldn't help noticing that Joe defended this hand and immediately afterwards said, I should have done that. I shouldn't have done this. Yeah. And he was absolutely right, of course. But to try to see it early is a little bit of a problem. But let's have a look at it. So 6 spades and we get the lead of the Queen of Clubs. Now I have to say that vast majority of the time this contract will make. And we'll see why in a moment. So it doesn't have any problems. Well, let's get it right. We'll get South show its even number. His 8 is not going to be a trick, I don't think. Declare as planned, such as it is. I'm going to draw the trumps, and then I'm going to eliminate the diamonds, and then I'm going to end play one of the opposition with a club. Presumably North, he's the one that's led the Queen of Clubs, and they will have to lead hearts or concede a rough discard. Well, does leading a heart help? Let's have a look. So we've won that one. Let's draw the trumps first. 2 rounds of trumps. The heart position superficially requires North to have the 9 of hearts, and if he plays a little heart, we put the 8 in. South will have to play the Queen, and then we'll have a finesse against the other one, won't we? That's the plan. So diamond. Now we're going to eliminate the diamonds. Don't need to be secretive about anything because the opposition can't do anything anyway. They're going to follow suit. Giving each other accurate signals. They'll know that Declarer's got no diamonds left either. Right, so we've eliminated the diamonds. Now we've eliminated the clubs, giving North the lead. North plays a diamond, we'll throw a heart from one hand and rough it in the other hand, and then we'll have no heart losers. So North has to play a heart. And as we looked at, let's have a look. If he plays a little heart, West hopes that North has got the 9, puts the 8 in, and he's right. South, if he doesn't cover it, Declarer's got 3 heart tricks. And if he does cover it, now he has a successful finesse against the Jack. And he's going to make the rest of the tricks. And I suspect that that is how it would go at most tables. I'm going to claim it like that. And I'm going to put it back to the table again. Here we go. It lets me. Awesome, just bid 6 spades again. I know Joe spotted the successful defence. I don't know if anybody else has, but let's have a look at it again. Queen of Clubs. Going to play exactly the same way as we did before. 2 rounds of trumps. And 2 rounds of diamonds. Now we're going to give North the lead with the 3rd round of clubs, just like we did before. The North actually has an advantage. He can see the 10-8 in dummy. Hearts. And he should be thinking like this. If Declarer's got the Queen of Hearts, he's got 3 heart tricks. He's surely got the ace. So I've got to hope that partner has got the Queen of Hearts. And the winning line in that case is to play the Jack of Hearts. Let's have a look and see what happens. If Declarer wins that in dummy, South will cover the 10 if it's played. Otherwise, he'll play low and the 9 will make a trick. And if Declarer plays low from dummy, so will South. And now they will make another heart trick. Difficult to see, isn't it? Except that it is there for the logical thinkers. If West has got the Queen of Hearts, he's got all the tricks he needs. So North has to assume that South has got the Queen. Yes, I will claim Sanya, yeah. Let's, there we go. Oh, I should have claimed it as one off, I'm sorry. Let's put it back for you again. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Right. But it would be one off. Yeah, what was I saying? North has got to assume that South has got the Queen. And once he appreciates that, he doesn't need to worry about where the 4, the 5, the 7 and the 2 are. He can see the 10-8 in dummy. And if he works it out, he'll see the Jack is good enough to defeat the contract. Assuming South has got the Queen, of course. If he hasn't, there was always 12 tricks and Declarer could have claimed 4 tricks ago. Yeah. Do we have any other comments or questions on board 3? I think that's seeable, but a lot of people would miss it. Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean that one's slightly easier in the sense that by the time you have to make the play, you know the whole hand.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I mean you know when Declarer has to overtake one of his diamond honors with the ace that he hasn't got any diamonds left, and you know you've seen all the clubs and the trumps have been drawn, so you know that so you know the position, so it's possible to work it out.
It's
Some of the
double
earlier ones
yeah.
were, but there's a lot of more vagueness in the position, which obviously makes it much harder.
Indeed.
And also, it helps to have seen this position before as well. I mean, it's not that unknown to that you have to play the honor sometimes when you're thrown in at the end.
No. Indeed.
So
even without the 9, it might be a good idea to play Jack to try and convince Declarer that you've got Queen Jack Doubleton. And that sort of thing happens too. And the same if he had the Queen and not the Jack, lead the Queen trying to make out that you've got the Jack, and then Declarer might play the ace and then finesse against your supposed Jack and curse when the other hand has it. But there are all sorts of things in these sort of end plays. Yeah, thanks, Eric. Do we have any other questions or comments on board 3? Okay, we'll go on to board 4, which is this one. Export this to the table. And I think in many ways this is probably one of the easier hands in the set. Let's just have a look at this. Is a competitive auction. It goes an opening bid of 3 clubs. And he's standing. Ace of spades a little bit strong, maybe, but 3 clubs, pass, and South bids a fairly routine 4 hearts. Lead is the ace of clubs. North follows. Now, let's have a look at it from the defence point of view. presumably South's hearts are fairly solid, so he's not going to have any heart losers. He's probably got 6 or 7 hearts. And just look at those diamonds. Right, so we've got 2 possible lines of play. Let's first of all, if we simply discard on this, what can partner do? Well, partner can play a diamond. Will that help us? No, I don't think so, because Declare will have a second diamond. He'll simply cross to his hand with a club ruff and draw all the trumps and then throw his losers away on the diamond. All right, so if East ducks this and West switches to a diamond, that's not going to take this off. It would only help if Declarer had a singleton diamond as well. And similarly for East, if East was to decide to rough this trick because he knows his partner's not going to make any more club tricks, he knows Declarer's only got the one, may or may not be the king, you don't know. But if he gets the lead, now he's got distinct possibilities. Either he can make 3 spade tricks, or if Declarer's only got 2 spades, then he's got too many diamonds and you won't be able to take it off unless partner can ruff. So what we're going to do is we're going to overtake this by ruffing, then lead the queen of spades. Now if Declarer covers it, partner will carry on with the spades. And if Declarer doesn't cover it, partner will say, I've got an odd number, which presumably is 3. Either way, we're going to make 3 more spade tricks. Doesn't really matter whether the Declarer covers it or not. But really, the choice that East had was, I think it's fairly clear he needed to overtake it, and whether he should switch to spades or whether he should try to knock out a singleton diamond in Declarer's hand. But if Declarer's got a singleton diamond, then he's got length in spades. And if he's got the ace of spades, then we were never going to defeat this contract unless he was voiding diamonds. So I think it's fairly clear to overtake partner's ace of clubs and ruff it so that you get the lead and switch to a spade. I think that's the best line. I'm going to claim this now as 1 off. And wait for Eric to blow me out of the water. I don't think he will.
And again, I think I think the bidding is slightly again old-fashioned here. I think most people will be opening this 1 club.
I think it's too good for 3 clubs myself.
Yeah, but I mean,
we are going back to the 1950s with this lot.
Yeah, but you need the 3 club opening to get the defense right again.
Yes,
that way that the partner's got 7 clubs and therefore Declarer's got a singleton and whatnot. You see, and nowadays you think partner won't have the ace of spades; he's too strong. So, so you might not even think of that defense. But the I suppose the point is there's no right or wrong preempting style, but you've got to know what your partnership preempting style is.
Likely to do, indeed, yes.
So if it's perfectly valid to play relatively strong preempts, especially vulnerable, but you've got to know that
I think
both got to know that you do it.
Terence Reid made the comment once that you should vary the strength of your preempts. If they're known to be weak, he called them a blunt sword. So occasionally you should do them with a little bit of extra strength just to stop the opposition thinking like that. Thanks, Eric. Do we have any other questions or comments on board 4, please? You're very welcome, Makiko. Sorry you couldn't make it with us. Alan will be with you next week. I'm going to be away, I'm afraid. So Yeah, Tuesday night we're here on the IAC platform with this play and discuss. I'm here after 9 o'clock. I go to dance lessons until 9 o'clock. Yes, I'm enjoying it very much. Yeah, you can laugh, Eric. Yeah, okay. About time I learned to dance properly. It's
Thank
coming on
you.
fine. Yeah. Thanks very much, Makiko. Thanks, everybody.